When a major weather event strikes, animal rescue groups go into overdrive. From finding temporary housing for shelter animals to reconnecting families with their lost pets, organizations like Best Friends Animal Society work around the clock to help those who can't help themselves. Maddie Orton has more.
By the time Hurricane Dorian was predicted to make landfall in the southeast, Best Friends Animal Society, a nationwide nonprofit, did not have much time to mobilize relief efforts. Senior Manager of Emergency Response, Sharon Hawa.
We don't have the luxury of weeks with hurricanes, so it's literally days and sometimes even hours. It was literally working to the very last second to get as many animals out as we could.
A forecasted natural disaster sets off a chain of animal rescue events for Best Friends. First and foremost, the organization works with local partners to help relocate animals in shelters likely to be affected by the storm. These buildings can lose power or flood, and after the storm passes, shelters need to have open cages for strays and pets separated from their families. Hawa says clearing potentially affected shelters is especially important for animals in so-called kill shelters that practice euthanasia for dogs and cats considered unadoptable or to combat overcrowding.
If there are animals in a shelter that is not yet a no-kill shelter, unfortunately, oftentimes their euthanasia will be expedited so that that shelter can make room for newly displaced animals. We want to be sure that we're moving those animals, especially at-risk shelters like that, so that those animals have a chance to move on to hopefully loving homes.
The relocation process for animals in the storm's path is highly coordinated and no easy feat.
So for Hurricane Dorian, Best Friends was able to coordinate the transport of over 530 animals, working with 11 different groups in Florida and the Carolinas, so that we would be able to get them to different receiving partners in the Northeast and the Midwest ahead of Dorian's impact. Many people literally got in their car the very last minute to drive from Florida to the Carolinas to New England to make sure an animal was going to be safe.
One of the teams to make the journey was Jersey City's Liberty Humane Society, a network partner of Best Friends. Volunteers Mary Ellen Liddy and Angela Altamare drove a van down to a shelter in Delaware where cats and dogs had been dropped off after the first leg of their trip up from the Carolinas.
It can be a little bit overwhelming. They've been moved from one facility in either North or South Carolina to another spot, and then picked up again and driven and then moved here. I feel like they adjusted really well.
Liddy says it's great to see the difference her team can make in an animal's life.
One of the dogs that we saw that we ended up bringing back with us was named Zoe, and she was curled up in a ball kind of in the corner of one of these runs, and Angela actually went in and sat with her, and we knew right away we were going to take her, and she got adopted very quickly because she's such a sweet little dog. So that was great. Like, we made such a difference in her life.
Liddy and the team at Liberty Humane Society know firsthand the challenge animal shelters face in the wake of a natural disaster. Jersey City, the organization's home, was hit hard during Hurricane Sandy.
You know, we didn't have power. We were walking dogs with headlamps sometimes. Stray dogs had come in during the hurricane. So it was a big endeavor here to take care of our animals, and we did get a lot of help with it too. And a lot of our animals went into foster homes then, so we know how important that is when a storm is coming or in the aftermath to make sure that the animals are safe.
For one Hurricane Dorian transport named Garfield, today will happily be the final leg of his long journey. He's found a forever home with Brooke Greenleaf from Maine and her daughter Haley.
We have had in the past another orange cat adopted in Maine whose name was Garfield at the shelter, and we took that as being a good omen.
Mom Brooke Greenleaf adopted her first hurricane cat in the aftermath of Hurricane Andrew. She says adopting another storm-saved pet wasn't intentional, but it's a happy coincidence.
I think it just happened that way, but I mean, why not? They need us.
For families like the Greenleafs who have pets of their own, Best Friends Sharon Hawa says the best precaution to take in advance of the next major storm is to ID them with a collar and tags or a microchip.
What ends up happening a lot of times is that people end up separating from their animals, and a lot of organizations like Best Friends work on the reunification piece, and so the best way to be able to reunify with your animal in the aftermath of a disaster is having some critical ID.
Hawa, who has worked in emergency response of all kinds for over 18 years, says the animal piece of emergency preparedness is often overlooked.
Have a plan for your pets, and those plans can include somewhere to go, or if the animal's coming with you, then having an emergency bag with critical supplies that can include food, some medications, even your vet's contact information is very important.
A printout from the vet showing a pet's vaccinations are up to date is also good to have on hand. And for animal lovers looking to help out when the next major storm is projected to strike, Hawa suggests monetary donations to rescue groups and shelters, volunteering to foster displaced animals, or offering to help transport dogs and cats during an evacuation.
There's such a generosity when you're talking about animals, and people usually jump up to help in any way possible. So I think that you often see, the true heroes come out, and that's the best way to save them all, is when everybody steps in and does their part.
In Manhattan, I'm Maddie Orton for Metro Focus.